So the poison I'm using seems to be working relatively quick. It's been a couple minutes. Like here, they're trying to get this egg out. That's crazy. I think they've decided it's time to move on. Whoops, where did it go? There it is. What's interesting, I don't know if you can see. We'll come back to that in a minute. There's a lot who are just kind of twitching and doing some weird stuff. And what you'll see, we'll just watch this area just for a minute. Did you see one? What's happening is they're just starting to fall off the wall. So the poison is apparently working relatively quick. You can already start to see the bodies are just piling up here. Back up a little bit. I mean, they're still moving. This spot here doesn't look like they really are doing anything with it. So it probably wasn't a good idea to just throw it there. Trying to see where that other, put a mound of it here in the wall. And that guy looks pretty dead, I'd say. He's not moving. Really getting close to it. There's still some trying to bring stuff out, which is hilarious. Maybe not hilarious is maybe a bad word, but there's still some trying to bring out what I put in the wall, the poison. Where did, I guess they gave up on trying to move out the egg here. Or they did and I missed it. See an egg inside of the wall. You can kind of see him back inside of there. This area right here, I doused the most. There's quite a bit of it. It looks like still back in the wall, the poison. I can focus on the right part. So there you need a better kind of lens. They're just falling off this wall. I suspect. If I look down here in the garage now, floor. Yep, they're starting to drop all over down here. You can't see as well as I can, but I promise you, there's a bunch down here. Don't want to stick too close down here very long because they're probably going to start dropping on my head. Yep, I hear them falling. So it seems like the stuff works. I think the real question now will be how thorough it is. If it's going to be enough to wipe this whole thing out. This header is probably like a, I don't know, that's probably a good, it's at least a 6-inch header. So that goes back 5.5 inches at least. And from what I can see, there's ants pretty far back inside of there. Well, this has been fun. We will try. Just for a little hint or a little tip. So how did I get this poison inside of here? I've got a bag of fire ant mound killer. I keep it in a nice little handy tuna can. And what I did was I stuck this piece of paper up inside of this slot and poured the poison on this piece of paper and then just kind of shook it. And as I shook it, it just slid right back into the crack And that's how it stayed inside of there. You gotta watch it and do it pretty quick because clearly the ants are gonna just jump on this piece of paper and climb up your arms, which is not pleasant if that's happening. But thankfully it didn't happen a whole lot. Look at this, you can kind of see maybe how they've been bringing out some of the poison. I don't know if that was pieces that I've just dropped. And, whoops. This is some of the poison, but if you look on there, I mean, yeah, you can see the mayhem. It's like genocide of the ants here. They're everywhere. There was a lot of ants inside of that hole, which is scary. From what I read, these are field ants. I don't know if I can find one that's kind of sitting still here. Yep. So this guy's kind of got a black abdomen, thorax. Sorry, I'm not a bug guy. Rear end. His got a big black rear end. Top half of him is brown. He's got some pinchers on the end. There is no tail injection thing that I could tell. I don't think these are carpenter ants. My wife and I kind of got into a discussion about that. I think carpenter ants are all black. Also, when I'm looking inside of here, I don't see anything that is, oops. Oh, wow, that was a good view inside of there. Look at those guys. So what you're looking at, if I can keep the focus on it, it's really hard for my phone to focus on these appropriately. I need a better, that's lightness, not what I'm looking for. If I had a little bit better control, maybe I'll play with it here in a minute. But anyways, that, my friends, is the poison inside of there. Trying not to move it, I got it zoomed in, so it's going really fast. So my apologies for the shakiness. Oh look, they've come back out. Just itched my face. I probably should have done that with poison all over. Look at that. Sorry for the shakiness. I think he wants some help, but there may not be anybody left in there to help him. Fascinating, isn't it? I think they're twitching a lot like that. Looks like they're unable to control their bodies, probably because of the poison. The smell is actually pretty darn strong in here. Well, at least near this cup. It still has some left in it. Wow. This just looks to be fiber tape. All it is. Yeah, they're already trying to move some guys out of there, but very interesting. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out. Give it, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes, let it sit here. Most of this poison's already been in for about, I don't know, 20 minutes, just depending on the area. There is still a lot of activity going on here, but it's definitely also starting to pile up. Some of these guys are just stuck to the wall, but they're not actually moving. So we'll just keep an eye on it. All right. Thanks for watching. Bug genocide.